Hey, welcome back. It's me, Nicholas. Welcome. If you're new here, if you're returning, I'm glad that you're still here. Today, I thought I'd start like a sketchbook tour series since I haven't done one yet. This one I started in 2015. I finished it in 2019. So this is a complete sketchbook, which is a big milestone for me because I don't normally finish sketchbooks. I'm trying to be better about it, but at the same time, I'm trying not to use sketchbooks so much because I found that as I've progressed in my career, I find that when I'm working on, let me preface it with this. I love sketch. Sketchbooks, it allows you to explore. I just have the bad habit of doing really detailed work inside of my sketchbook. So I was doing all these sketches in my sketchbook and I wasn't getting actual work that I could sell done. So that's a big issue for me. So I honestly don't try to do sketchbooks that much as an exercise. I've done it in the past. I have a lot of old sketchbooks. Maybe I'll do that in another video where I show some of my really early stuff and it's really embarrassing because you gotta start somewhere. And I originally wanted to be a comic book artist, so I was drawing my own comic book characters. I was drawing a lot of Marvel comics because I was a big Marvel fanboy back then. But yeah, so this is a sketchbook I started when I was working at an ad agency as a graphic designer. We'd have these long daily, well not daily, it was like a weekly meeting, and I would just be drawing in this sketchbook. And here's the sketchbook. It's one of those Moleskines. I found out about these when I was in college. I think it was like 2008, I believe, when I first bought one of these. The first one I bought I actually lost. I left it in a class and I was devastated. I don't know what happened to it. I had my contact info, but nobody ever reached out. I had some drawings in there that I was really excited about. I was really sad that I lost it. But yeah, around 2008, I discovered these. The paper is creamy. It's unbelievable. I feel like I'm a better drawer because of the paper, or at least at the time I thought I was a better drawer because of the paper in these sketchbooks. So if you haven't tried one out, they're not too expensive, maybe like 20, 25 bucks. You can get them I think I've seen them at Target now. Highly recommend them. You can do wet media. You know, the pages might crinkle, but I mean, it's a sketchbook. It's not supposed to be perfect. So don't worry about it. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a long video. There's a lot of pages in here and I'll have commentary on a lot of things, but yeah, this has a lot of stuff in here that I really cherish, and I think you have your sketchbooks that you really cherish as well, so I wanted to share that. The sketchbook is sacred for the artist. It's where we get our great ideas. It's where we master our craft when we're on the go or at home, wherever. It's where we experiment, and yeah, I can't wait to share this with you. So let's get into it. All right, so let's get started. Here's the cover page. Did a little perspective and a kind of a symmetrical face, kind of like a cat person or something like that without the ears. But yeah, okay, a little marker, you know. Actually, I think that's Posca paint pen. So, woo! Alright. Here's a random page. Sometimes I like to draw little funny things going on. He's supposed to be kind of like one of those British guards at the Royal Palace with that hat. He says bullocks. I honestly don't know if that's a bad word in the UK or not, so I apologize if that is. Got a little robot and some faces. In general, at this stage, I'm typically drawing things from imagination. So I have like some realism sketchbooks that I draw in, and I usually save it in those cases for like observational drawings. But in this sketchbook, everything you see should most definitely just be from imagination, and I typically didn't use reference in here. Here's like a barnacle character with some like nice cross hatching. I think I used like a micron pen for this. And just some weird alien faces. I like to come up with weird characters. The guy's crying because somebody says it's a toupee, and he's adamant that it's not a toupee. Little action poses for this anchor carrying barnacle character. Really weird, random stuff. I might blur this out, but honestly, I don't really think it matters that much, because I did do like work sketches and thumbnails in here for like client work at the ad agency I was working at. Shout out to MTN Inc. And Satellite Beach. Yeah, there's some like henchmen here. This guy's just like, it's cold today. He says, I know. That guy has a big nose, so I thought it'd be funny if he said, you smell that? That was going to be like some comic book style cover, sci-fi cover that I was going to make. Maybe I still will. I kind of like the composition and the action, but he's like blowing those aliens to smithereens. It'll probably be gory. Sometimes I like to do a little bit of gore. Here's the Joker, like an old style, exaggerated Joker. A weird alien skull shape that's got a giant Chad jaw gnawing on this. I like to draw exaggerated faces like noses and weird shaped heads that aren't normal and natural, but I like to do a mix of both, and I also just get a little crazy with the amount of sketches I do on a page and how I draw over some of my older drawings on the page. Maybe this is why sketchbooks take me so long, is that I just draw and fill every area. Probably because I think the moleskin paper is precious and I don't want to waste any of the space. Now I don't care so much. It's not that expensive to buy, but did a little Wolverine and Gambit. So some females, more females. I think at the time one of the clients was wanting like this kind of superhero type campaign for the HR department. It ended up getting canceled. That's a nice skull drawing. I really liked how that skull turned out. It was in pencil using cross hatching. And I do a mix of all of it, exaggerated lips. Venom, I love drawing Venom. I've done like full like 11 by 17 drawings of Venom that I've sold, and he's an awesome character. He's fun to draw. I love the negative space and the highlights that you can punch in on Venom. And then of course Spider-Man. Who doesn't love Spider-Man? At this time I was really liking the style of faces that I was making, where you could really see like the jawbone in the skull. I was thinking a lot about how there's a skull underneath the skin. You can exaggerate it and make it more visible. I really hope the audio is turning out okay. Just a bunch of random faces, playing with stretchy skin, big noses. I'm not really caring if Sharpie bled through the paper, which is a little unfortunate that it did, but it's just a sketchbook, so who cares? That's Zed from League of Legends when I was obsessed with League of Legends. Venom. who wasn't obsessed with League of Legends. Here's more of those like campaign superhero characters that I was making that didn't end up working out, but that's the life of a commercial artist. Designer is a lot of projects get canceled, and it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Don't cry about it. Just move on. You got paid for it, so. But you still have the sketches to show off, so that's cool. I inked over one of the sketches just because I was like so disappointed that it didn't go through, because I really wanted to work on the project. Guy with some grenades. Kind of reminds me of Fallout. Another character for that killed project. The librarian and the herald. Some weird mutated guy in ink. There's my main guy, Jax from League of Legends. I mained him as a jungle character when I was playing. I love that guy. I love the design too. The design was really cool and unique. I think he used like a lamppost or something like that as his mace, and it was pretty awesome. An exaggerated mustache that really comes off of the upper lip, or right above the upper lip. There's that weird, interesting cheekbone. A little astronaut pushing his button, beep. Iron Man, we got Captain America, Daredevil, all in like this kind of stylized look. King DDD. We got Vincent from Final Fantasy VII, Tech Cyborg. I think that's Abomination from Marvel Comics. Rugged Beard Man. Just some eyes, inking some eyes. When I was in college, an exercise that I did for a couple of years was that unless I was in like a drawing class, when I was drawing in my sketchbook, I was only using ink. And so I was sketching in ink, and so that helped me to make bold and helped me with my decision making and mark making in art, especially with line art, because it's permanent. So if you mess up, it's not easy to fix it. I mean, there are some things you can do to cover your mistake and make it look like it isn't a mistake, but it's a really good exercise. I really recommend, if you want to get better at drawing, I highly recommend that you take some time just drawing in ink and staying away from that pencil and just getting through. It'll help you get confident with your lines, your line making skills, and your line decision making. You'll get more strength in your ability not to make like sketchy lines, like hashing. What's very common with a lot of people is they'll draw like a line over and over again because they're not confident. But with ink, you have to, if you do that, it's going to look really bad. You can't erase the lines like you with a pencil. So you have to get it right the first time. I think the majority of the ink drawings I did in here are with the Sakura Microns. I had those handy at my job because I asked them to order them for me. So I did most of the stuff with this ink, the marker fine liners. If you haven't used these are very standard in comic books. There's Copic also makes some more expensive ones. Some you can like refill with ink, but these are great. You can't go wrong with the Sakura Microns. I've been using these for a really long time. They're kind of an industry standard. They're a little pricey. I want to say they're like $3 or $4 for one marker, but they last a good long time. They're archival and they look great. They do get the job done. They have a whole bunch of different sizes. I think they even have like a brush. style. And then for like the pencil, let me share this real quick. Okay, here we go. I've never seen any other artist that likes these pencils. I'm not entirely sure why, because they're my favorite. The Twist Erase by Pentel. This is a 0.7. I have like 0.5s. I just got this one. I saw this on Amazon. I was like, I gotta have that color. It doesn't really matter. It's another 0.7. And it's just normal lead, but I love the like lime green color. And I was like, this is my favorite pencil, so I definitely want to collect all the colors if I can. But the great thing about these pencils are you can twist the eraser out, because I hate the ones that have like covers on them, so you have to like pull off the cover to erase. This one doesn't have a cover, and you have a longer eraser, and you can get refills for it, and you can fill it up with more lead. This is a great pencil. I don't know why. I haven't seen anybody else talk about this pencil. It is my absolute favorite. If I'm drawing, I'm using these. Let me show you. Like, everybody loves these Draftsman's pencils, the Graph Gear, Pentel. It's like shedding the label. Pentel makes good pencils, and this one's cool. I like that it protects the nib at the end that the lead comes out of. But whenever you want to erase, you got to pull off this massive cap. And the eraser's tiny, so it's not gonna last that long, and you just got to keep replacing all these tiny little erasers, and I don't want to do that. I love my Twist Erase pencil. You can't go wrong with these babies. Highly recommend it. I will say I think I bought one that was a little faulty and kept breaking the lead, but they're not all like that. They're not that expensive. So if you get a bad one, buy one until you get a good one, because I've had them for years and years and years. I love them, and you can keep replacing the eraser. I should put that in my shop. I'm not sure if it is in my shop or not yet, but that'd be a great affiliate link, because I will praise those pencils to the day I die. Here's some more pencil sketches. Yeah, sorry about that tangent. Here's some more pencil sketches. I was working on this idea for a comic about this man who loses his wife and child to a troll, and so he has this hatred for trolls that he is absolutely trying to wipe them out in his town that he lives in. But that's a very simple synopsis, and I won't go into any more details about it. Maybe I'll make it into a comic someday. I don't know. This is a funny page. I did like a unitar. It's like a minotaur / unicorn. He's like, rainbow power, bruh. Brusky. I think that's Vision from Marvel. Some weird skeleton dude with some goop that keeps him alive and hooks for hands. And some weird mustached comb-over guy. It's fun to draw. You'll see feet repeatedly in my sketchbooks, because I am terrible at drawing feet. I'm always like trying to be better about drawing feet. I don't know why, but it is my weakness. I am really bad at drawing feet. I have the hardest time understanding it. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it's not, but it drives me crazy. So that's why you see feet. No, don't think I just love drawing feet and love looking at them, because I don't. Don't judge me, okay? Some sketches for a logo that I did for a video game jam in Orlando, Florida. I think the Kerbal Space Program came from that game jam. Anyways, some poses, trying to get some practice on gestures that are like really dynamic. Weird cool alien head with bumps on his head, a rocket, and a lunar probe or Mars probe. Some guy sleeping on the bottom of the page. I don't know what it is about this face, but I love it. It's like very symmetrical. It's almost like the camera was taken with like a telescopic lens, and almost, I don't know. It's kind of it's creepy. I admit that it's creepy, and I love it. Some like I'd have to like write down dimensions of like trade show graphics and stuff like that. It was a good job. It was a good experience. I think I was there for like 6 or 7 years. And yeah, highly recommend it. I mean, I got a degree in graphic design. That was my major in college. So I've been doing that, and I'm trying to transition out of it because I love making art, and I'd love to be just doing what I love and making my own intellectual properties, I think, and painting. I love painting. So that's where I'll be happy, is just making stuff on my own. Kind of interesting, like shadowy, very Mike Mignola inspired. Oh, this is for a friend of mine. He wanted to make like an indie game together that was going to be like a mobile game about, well, I don't know if I should say the details, but that's what that was for. A guy who like hulks out. He's kind of like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, classic transformation. The Blob. I love Juggernaut. I love drawing the Juggernaut. I think he's an excellent character. And yeah, it's fun to draw the big guys. Hammerhead shark character that I was thinking about making a comic about, named Ludwig. There might be some other sketches of him in here. I'm not entirely sure. Oh yeah, there he is. He's like, oh, the arm structure. Whoa! I was just practicing drawing some arm muscles. That guy's impressed. Guy with a turtleneck with a lot of thick lines. He's got some thick lines on that boy. Just random faces. I love drawing faces. Little doodle style. When I do a sketchbook tour of one of my other sketchbooks, I did a lot more of this style of drawing, where there's lots of little doodles going on and perspectively incorrect buildings, because it's like a style that I was experimenting with. Interesting cone-shaped head, big teeth. There's like a caricature cartoon character, kind of inspired by Adventure Time with my wife, Tiffany. Shout out Tiffany, love you, baby. Kind of a girl hero character, like from Alien, kind of an Alien style character is what I was thinking when I drew that. I love the Alien series. I think that's probably one of my favorite franchises. It's because it's got some of the best concept artists, designers that worked on that movie. More faces. I don't draw that many bodies in this. There's a cool Wolverine with ink. Some actual work. A little villa. Just more sketches. Another foot. I like the way that foot turned out. What do you think? You like my feet? Some weird twirly eye. I just read that. Now that I see this, and I read that book, I read the manga, the one about the spirals. I can't remember what it's called. It might just be called Spirals. I don't know. But that creeps me out after I read that manga by Ito. Something Ito. I don't remember his name. Uh-oh. It was by that Ito guy. I don't remember his other part of his name, but look it up and you'll know what I'm talking about. That's a character from that Ludwig comic with the hammerhead shark, Hellboy. It once turned to turnip and it turned to cream. Just some crazy, naked, bearded guy. Kind of playing with proportions of the face. This guy's got like this big, huge jawline and chin, and it's all concentrated at the top. And this one, it's kind of a long face. Why the long face, huh? More cartoon style faces. Just playing around with that. Practicing hands. More faces. I just love to draw faces. I like how that kind of elf-looking character came out. You know, some of the, I think around this time I was really into stylized-looking faces. And I think I was also really into. Was that? No, probably not at that time. Yeah, more faces. That was from some indie animation that I'd seen. I don't remember what it was called, but I really liked the styles of the faces, so I wanted to kind of do like a capturing that essence into a drawing, and I like how it turned out. The eyes are really fun. And the shape of the head is really unique. Oh, this is cool. This is around the time that I started to turn the page and started to move towards my Watcher series and what I'm currently doing with my art. You can see like there's a lot of detail. He's made up of like all these swirls and whatnot. Really liked how that turned out, so I continue to explore that, and you'll probably see more of that as this sketchbook comes to a close. We're more than half, well, actually, I don't know if we're halfway there yet. This is gonna be so long. I'm sorry. A little mood piece where this boy who's going to chop wood finds like a dead frozen body. Then pencil. Some sketches for work. I won't go into detail too much about that. Crossbones. I think he's a really cool character. I'd love to draw him. I think that was from the movie Civil War. That was probably the best Captain America movie in my opinion. That had the best story and it was good. I think I stopped liking Marvel movies after that one. I just got so tired of it. Some more stylized faces. Here's a Magneto, kind of influenced by, Michael Fassbender. Is that his name? I don't remember his name, but it's inspired by that Magneto. I think I had recently watched it at the time. We got Green Lantern and the classic Iron Man suit, not related. Some Vikings and Sherpy that bled all over the page. Just some random mech characters. Another Viking stylized. Some alien mech characters and a tank that's kind of like a spider. Mutants. Abnormalities. I don't like how this turned out. This is an absolute failure. This thing looks so weird. I'm gonna turn the page. There's Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Some weird orc-looking character. Something most definitely, in the background at least, is most definitely inspired by Killian Ing. He's one of my favorite living artists anyways. Check him out. Yeah, some more faces. It's cool, like mech suit. Kind of reminds me of I think they're called Ninja in Borderlands 2. Kind of reminds me of that. Little melting, droopy face. It kind of looks like Vegeta with a sword. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z. I was really sad when the creator died, because that's what I started with. That's when I got really passionate about drawing, was when I started watching when I first started watching Dragon Ball Z. I got this guide on the show, and I was copying all the pictures in the book. It's a really important show to my growth as an artist. Leave a comment. Let me know what's helped you grow as an artist. I'm curious to see what other people were really influenced by. Little alien character that I developed. I think I did other styles of that helmet, and you can probably find them somewhere on the internet. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but I really like the design. It's kind of like this long cone head type shape, and they've got these noses that kind of like pickle shaped or cucumber shaped. Yeah, I hated how this face turned out, and I started to black it out with Sharpie, and then I was like, oh no, I'm messing up the face on this side. So I made these 2 pages are a dud. That's too bad. Well, another mech suit, some faces. Cable from the X-Men. He's a dope character from Marvel, one of my favorites. I think that's Deathlock. It's just some random skeleton mech suit. It's another failed design that I think is really stupid. But oh well. I was trying to emphasize like any lines that are kind of like underneath the surface. I thicken them up to make it like have a little bit more dimension and feel like that's where the shadow's coming from. Fat cat. Interesting hand that for some reason I really like how it looks. A little speeding craft motorcycle. Land speeder, I don't know. This is when I started to discover Posca pens, and I was like, oh boy. I liked how this weird mutant face turned out. It's interesting. Another one of those long mustaches. I like this page. There's some interesting stuff that I got out of it. I like the stylized faces that I got. I don't like this area, but I like this character with the mech arm. Some of these drawings, but I really liked this character. It's kind of inspired by the engineers from Prometheus, the prequel to the Alien franchise. The Rhino, love the big boys from Marvel. Always love drawing them. This little spacesuit and some poison gas going on in the background. Using Posca pens. Posca, oh yeah. Some more faces, some more sketches. Some of it's for work, some of it's for play. Some renegade superhero. Some tech drawing. Some silly masks. I don't know. Those are like some classical masks that almost looks like a Roman centurion type helmet. Some more work, some more faces. Drawing some interesting noses and faces. Little battle scene going on here. When I was like 4 or 5, I used to draw these like scenes very similar to this, but you know, at the age of a 5-year-old, it was not as detailed. But I just have these big battle scenes going on, and things would be exploding, and I just love drawing detail, and I think that still shows through in my work. I love detail. I could just spend hours doing that. There's some more like Spider Walker tanks. I think they're kind of like those StarCraft 2 Protoss. I think they're called like Colossus or something like that. Little stylized arm that I thought was interesting. Female heroine. This is inspired by Mobius and some more Killianing. It's a fun mask. Maybe it's from Dune. I like the Dune franchise too. The new I haven't seen part 2, but I read the book, and the book's really good. I really enjoyed that. And I also liked watching the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune. If you haven't seen that, that version of Dune would have been wild, and I would have loved it. It had some really awesome artists working on it. Unfortunately, it didn't end up working out because Jodorowsky's a little crazy, but yeah, if you watch that movie, it's wild to see the concept art for that film. Here's some more detailed, like, weird sci-fi that I'm really into, and I'm still really into. I think I drew this at the time of reading the book Dune, and I was like making my own kind of spice air breathing system, or I think it's for water. They'll recycle water. The still suit, I think, is what it's called. Just another mech suit that I didn't end up finishing the whole thing. Practicing drawing Asian eyes because I was having a hard time getting anybody to look like they were Asian, and so when that happens, you practice it. And I think I started to get the hang of it at that time, but I still reference it sometimes if I need to draw a character who's Asian. Some more drawings. Don't have too much to say about these. And I started doing like these full page sketches. This one's got like a dramatic dark background. And I was starting to use brush pens. I think I've gotten better at brush pens since when I started doing this one. This one is another one inspired by Dune, but it's like my own interpretation of like a astronaut or some character. I think this is like a robot going to a planet and harvesting this weird ether-like substance. Alright, there's an angel standing on top of a demon's head. Enough said. Praise the Lord. Laying hands on people. Maybe I'll open up about that some other time, but you can guess what that means. Well, yeah, here's some more feet. Oh, this guy's making another cameo in this video. In my series, Making an Art Print, we are remaking the painting that was inspired by this. This is where it started. This is where the first watcher came from. It was a Posca pen drawing that I did in my Moleskine sketchbook. Really exciting. I'll link the video once this comes up. Okay, some more Posca. Actually, no, this was just done in acrylic. This is when I had because of this is when I had the epiphany that I could use acrylic paint in my Moleskine sketchbook, and it holds up. It really didn't wrinkle that much. So these pages accept acrylic paint, and yeah, I really love these sketchbooks. They're so good. Did another painting. This is acrylic, Posca, and I think at the time I was using the Molotov. Let's see if I can find it. I hadn't tried the Posca one yet, or I didn't know they had thinner lined ones. Yeah, the Molotov One for All acrylic black ink or black paint. I think I was using this for the line art, but this is what got me started on my journey. That's what motivated me to start painting on canvas and doing acrylic paintings. That was something I never finished, but I was working on symmetry. I plan on doing a video about how I do symmetrical drawings or paintings, because I have a few techniques that are useful. Did that for a Japanese restaurant. I don't know if that ever ended up getting used. This was a cool skull. I really liked how it turned out, where I actually think it's ink on top of acrylic, and it doesn't actually, this type of ink for some reason didn't bleed, except it was about to dry out, so I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I thought that skull was really cool. Same with this guy right here with the stylized mustache and stylized eyebrows. It's funny. And then this is the finish. Thumbs up. Weird goopy body parts. It looks like a rib cage, and that's in the style of John Hendricks. I really like the illustrator John Hendricks. He does some awesome typography that's kind of similar to that. But yeah, I think that's it. That's my Moleskine. Okay, well that's my sketchbook. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too boring with all my commentary talking about everything that I sketched in there. I hope you like me more as a person now than when you started the video. I hope I've earned your subscription. Subscribe, like, please comment. Let me know what you think. If you hated it, tell me. If you hated it, I'll stop doing it, okay? Deal? Deal? Just comment, okay? Be critical, okay? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, if this does well, you know, I'll probably go back to an even older sketchbook, and maybe I'll be naughty and I'll just sketch in my sketchbook instead of making artwork to sell, okay? Maybe I'll do that. How does that sound? Okay? All right. Okay, that's it. No more video. We're done. Yeah, you've been here too long. I don't want you in here anymore. Let's get out.